Monday, yay! So today we're going to be diving into our weekly reading from today all the way till Saturday of next week. If you guys don't know who I am Tara with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot. If you want to learn a little bit more about me, go check out that information box down below. You'll find my website, kittensweightsandtarot.com. You'll also find the Leon Mystery School, Desert Cauldron, our witchy shop, newsletter, YouTube membership, all that good stuff. All right, so like I said, we are going to dive into that weekly reading. And Susie's here. Hello, hello. Well, thank you. Okay, so I have all the decks set out. I actually found a particular spread today because today is the festival of Hakate. So I know that there's some people that might be celebrating that. So I thought, just kind of in honor of that, maybe we'll do a little spread just to help us figure out what is coming for us this upcoming week. All right, but before we do that, let's go ahead and cast our elemental circle. So I like to work with the elements, just kind of utilizing the energy of each particular element. So we're going to be using the element of fire first. And actually this is a kind of a dark navy blue candle. So helping us with our third eye. And I just ask that the element of fire help to clear this area so that all the messages that come through today are for our best and highest good, and that extends to wherever you guys reside in the world. Hey, Sherry Bug! All right, so we got fire. And then, just grabbing from my little bundle here, I'm gonna grab my little Palo Santo stick. Just actually knock off the ash because I was using it this morning. I always do a little bit of altar work in the morning just to cleanse, clear my energy, ground myself, all that good stuff. So here we go. And utilizing this air element just to blow through, just move on through again, any stagnant energy, anything that doesn't serve us and or might get in the way of our reading today. And maybe while I'm doing this, if you guys want, you can go ahead and grab the decks that you might want to utilize during our live chat today. I always encourage you guys to read along with us so that you can tell us what messages you guys are getting, utilize your intuition, and then we end up having an even more rich reading since all are involved. All right. Good stuff. Okay, then utilizing the water element here with my rose water. That's also why it's a strange color. It's rose moon water from the last full moon, just because my red roses from actually my old house were infusing in it. So very special roses to me. And we're just washing away anything that doesn't serve us. And actually a little bit for myself. It feels good. Yeah. Okay. Ta-da! Okay, and then, let's see here. Susie says, I can use my Samhain Oracle. I know it's early. Hey, some people say it's never too early. Samhain started for some people back in Samhain of last year. It's just continued. Lisa, hello, hello. Yay. So yeah, you guys, if you want to go ahead and grab your decks, just want to grab my wand real quick for our earth element. So, getting under here. This is where I keep some of my other witchy supplies since this is my altar. All right, so I have this wonderful wand here. Actually, I bought this from James a while back. So this is a beautiful eucalyptus wand with these Brazilian quartz on here. Super cool. So anyway, I'm going to call in the elementals of each of the four directions. So let's go ahead and sink into this beautiful healing earth energy of this eucalyptus wood. And calling in the elementals of the north to help us to cast our circle today. Calling in the elementals of the east to help us to cast our circle today. Calling in the elementals of the south to help us to cast our circle today. Calling in the elementals of the west to help us to cast our circle today. Our circle is cast, let our work begin, and so it is. All right, yay. Okay, so let me put my wand down here. Dun, da, da, da. Okay. Susie said very beautiful. Yeah, you did a good job. And actually, we worked together to kind of make some of the wands for our shop too. Susie says, I watched a TJ Maxx haul, feeling the fall vibes. Yeah, I noticed, on Instagram, YouTube already, the witchy haul, the Samhain haul, and the Halloween hauls coming up. My friend Annette, you guys know her as Project Refined Life, got me a couple of things. One of them is hanging in the bedroom, but basically it's like, because they got some, their Halloween stuff out. So she got me like a little tarot reading sign, and then she got me a couple of candles that look like stacked skulls. But when the candle burns, there's red wax on the inside, so it kind of looks like the skulls are melting, so like bleeding. So I thought that was kind of cool. Let's see. Butterfly, hey, how are you? All right, so we have our Tibetan singing bowl attuned to the heart chakra. Let's soak in these vibes. Just clearing with sound. All right. Okay, so let's see. Susie said she was going to be using her Samhain Oracle. You guys go ahead and grab your decks if you're going to be reading along with us, or let us know if you're going to be channeling, maybe just doing some intuitive hits. That'll be cool too. All right, so the decks I'm going to be utilizing are, of course, my Wally's World Oracle. And this is a deck I created with the help of our wonderful community. If you're interested, the link for this is down below. I'm also going to use the Moonchild Tarot, the Shine from the Inside Oracle. Actually, it's going to look like I have a lot of decks today. Inside this little pouch, I have my Scarab runes. So they look just like that. So I'm going to utilize those when we get to our elemental reading today. The more the merrier, yes. The Starseed Oracle. Work Your Light Oracle. You notice they basically all have the artist Danielle Knoll, because I'm a fan of her work, and I just like pulled out all of my Danielle Knoll decks. And the Ocean Dreams Oracle. So some of them are by different creators like Brittany Carmichael and Rebecca Campbell, but the artist for almost all of them except for this one are all Danielle Knoll. So like I love her work. So we're just gonna be on Danielle Knoll kick. All right, so I have all of our to-do list, not really like to-do, but our fun list for today. And also, if anybody is interested, the spread that we're going to use for this week is coming from the 365 Tarot Spreads book for today, which is, some people are celebrating the festival of Hecate today. Some people started it back maybe on the 13th. Some people are celebrating it later. I'm kind of somewhere in the middle. So this is all about the dark goddess, who presides in the underworld, learning about the mysteries and the unknown and working with herbs, and then coming to the surface to help and spread that knowledge of the great mysteries. So that's kind of what, in a nutshell, I mean there's more to it, but kind of in a nutshell what that's all about. It's just 6 questions. I'll get to that in just a moment, but we'll utilize that for just figuring out what the week ahead has in store for us. Lisa said, I want to use my Lenormand today. Bear with me. They're very open to personal interpretation, so take what I say with a grain of salt. Hey, you know what is interesting? For some reason, I think we're like really like simpatico. I was using my Lenormand last night, actually. Sometimes I just like go on this like kick of like, I'm just using my Lenormand for a while. And I was going to use it today, but I was like, well, I'll just use my tarot and oracle, and I've been doing, but for personal stuff, I've been doing my Lenormand, and it's actually the Kitsch Lenormand. Let's see, and Lisa, Susie's like, Lisa, I know you rock, no worries. Sherry Bug almost grabbed the Moonchild Tarot, nice. All right, so first things first on here, want to talk about the Mayan date. So if you don't know why I might be doing that, I am a Mayan astrologer, and I do teach Mayan astrology through the Leon Mystery School. So I'm one of many teachers there. Lots of different subjects for you guys to look into. I'm also the head mistress. Like, but anyway, today's Mayan date is 11 Ok, and over on Instagram, I did a little ditty about the energy for today. So we're in the Trecena week of Ahau, and Trecena is 13 days because they have 13-day weeks in the Tolkien calendar. So under Ahau, Ahau is known as the sun god, but also as the warrior. And there is a story about the hero twins that's connected to it, all about going through trials and tribulations and coming out on top on the other side, you know, and learning a lot about themselves. And so, hey, be the infinity. So with today, how you pair that with Ok, Ok is all about spiritual law. It's all about how we govern ourselves, how we understand our place in the universe, spiritually speaking. And so as we look at today, anything that is a difficulty today, any block, issues that come up, tempers flaring, whatever it may be, let's try and take a look at it from a, I would say, more spiritual warrior's perspective. Instead of trying to fight the issue because it's like, I don't like the issue, I just want to make the issue go away. Instead, try to take a look at it and say, why is this issue coming up for me? You know, there is a lesson in this, as there is in all conflicts and disputes. There are lessons in it. Of course, we don't want to have them. They don't feel good, but we definitely learn something about ourselves, about the world around us, and perhaps about the other people that we might be having that dispute with. So if any of those things come up today, that number 11 is a very neutral number, but it's a very high and powerful number. So it can go either way. If you want to take it in a way that causes an increase in conflict and dispute, then it can very well go that way. But if you want to look at it more as what is this lesson, how can I, I would say, bring down the energy of this argument or dispute. What can I take away from this? There's a lot to be gained from that. So there is a lot that you can, bring into yourself today, heal from today, and level up with today. So today is a very powerful day, 11 Ok. Okay, then moving along to the end of this weekly reading would be Saturday of next week, and that would be for Keep. And Keep is all about our ancestors, and the number 4 is a very, the number 4 shows up everywhere for the Mayans. So it's the 4 directions, the 4 pillars that they would say hold up the earth. The 4 colors of the corn, the 4 seasons, the 4 stages of the moon, 4 stages of the sun or the day, the 4 stages of growing up. There's number 4 shows up. It's a very sacred number. And so when you take that sacred number and that number of stability and foundation, how can you work with your ancestors, next week? And you might want to try to do that all this week as well. Working with not only the ancestors of your bloodline, but also the ancestors, meaning the people that came before us on this plane of existence. How can we utilize that to ground ourselves in our purpose, one of many purposes? Sometimes there isn't just one thing we're here to do. We're here to do many things, learning, helping others, whatever it may be. But that would be a really good spiritual day to kind of work on, what have I done so far? Where do I see myself going? And then calling on the help of those ancestors, and or also helping to heal any pains, transgressions from the past with those ancestors. Again, either it being your bloodline or not. It's a wonderful day for that. So lots of big, powerful stuff for us this week. Let's see. Susie said, good to know, level up. And Lisa said, thank you, peeps. I'm relatively new to Lenormand. I have a lovely German deck. The guidebook is completely in German, which I can read a little, but not very fluently. I also have, I have a Kipper deck as well, which is similar to Lenormand, and because I like all the cards. So very cool. All right. So let's also go to, since you guys know I'm like a little green witchy over here, the herb of the week. We do that water. I just splashed myself. Butterfly says, I think I'm going to use the Oak, Ash, and Thorn Tarot. Yes, and the Secret Garden Oracle. Susie's like, love this part. Sherry Bug said, I've been wanting to begin a dedicated ancestor practice. That would be amazing. Well, I think I splashed myself. Very cool. Okay. All right, so I have here in this little pouch, I don't have very much of it obviously, but this is called shepherd's purse. And so it's not a very pretty plant, but I believe you can find it online. You can find it in your like local herbal dealer. They should have a little bit of shepherd's purse on hand. But what it's good for, it's actually, medically speaking, it's all about the heart. It pertains to everything about the heart. So if you have circulatory problems, like slow circulation, like some people, like one of the circulation tests is if you have your hand here and you press on the palm of your hand or on your finger, how quickly does the blood return to your hand or your finger? Usually shows whether your circulation is fast or slow. So shepherd's purse would help to increase that circulation. Those people that suffer from heart issues, usually their doctor may prescribe them a synthetic form of shepherd's purse, which might go by a more pharmaceutical name. It's also prescribed to people with heart failure or light heart failure, and people that have low blood pressure. So not high blood pressure, but low blood pressure. So again, just helping to increase anything that is weakened by the heart. So making the heart strong, your circulation strong, blood pressure up where it should be. So that's on the medical side. However, on the more magical side, what you could use it for, definitely in anything healing. So if you wanted to brew yourself a little tea, as I like to do, basically that's where a lot of my magic is in the teas that I make, and sometimes in the desserts that I make too. But you can use it in an incense blend, you can put it in a little pouch and put it underneath your pillow. Oh, you know what? Since we have 4 Keeb coming up next week on Saturday, you could take a little sachet, put a little bit of shepherd's purse, and take a little piece of paper and write down somebody's name that you want to send healing to, or a group of people, or perhaps for yourself. You could put a picture of them inside that sachet. You could put that piece of paper with their name in there or names in there, and your intent being that healing be sent to those people with the use of your little herb here, your little herbal ally. So also really good for any other sort of spells and rituals. So whether it's you're dedicating it to, like, my main goddess is Ishel. So whether you're dedicating it like to Ishel or to Apollo, or whatever it is that you're working with, consider shepherd's purse to kind of be like the quartz crystal of the herb world. So, so it's meant to kind of amplify whatever it is that you're doing. But I would say its main purpose, just in my personal opinion, is for healing. So any sort of healing work. What I haven't tried yet, but something that maybe you might want to try, is making a salve out of this. I know arnica works obviously really well with bruising. If you took arnica flower, just maybe steeped it in some olive oil for maybe 6 to 10 weeks, and then you strain out that olive oil, put it in a slow cooker. I have a slow cooker that's just dedicated for my salves, because I don't want like food getting mixed with all that stuff. So anyway, you would take the strained out olive oil, add some beeswax or whatever, vitamin E oils or whatever you want to do, and you've basically made yourself your own salve. So arnica is really good for bruises, but I would say for anything else, like if you are suffering from like arthritis, or maybe you want to rub it onto the heart space, that'd probably be really good. Also, if you're just trying to like warm yourself up because of your circulation problems, I think a salve would be really good for that, made with shepherd's purse. So just kind of like rubbing it along your legs, especially where circulation tends to not be so good, especially like pooling up in the calves area and the feet area. Just give yourself a really good rub with that salve, I think would be good. So like I said, I haven't tried it out, but I'm pretty sure it would be pretty beneficial for that. So anyway, shepherd's purse, maybe you guys want to give it a try. Susie says, I love the Tara's Tara. Let's see. Let's go back here. Susie said, I once lived on Secret Garden Lane. Really? A long time ago. That is cool. Very cool. Nice, nice. And Susie said, good intel. All right. So let's look what we got going on. We're going to go into the weekly reading. So I know you guys have been grabbing your decks. So if you haven't grabbed a deck yet, maybe go and grab one. I'll pull some cards together. The cards that we're going to be pulling is only a 6-card spread. So I guess prepare for that. But let me go ahead and read you guys what the spread is all about. And again, it comes from the 365 Tarot Spreads by Sasha Graham. And I chose Hecate's Witch's Cabinet spread, which is actually on page 342, those of you that have the book, under November 30th. I know it's not November 30th, but for many pagans, today is the festival of Hecate. Some people are in the midst of the festival or, nearing the end of it. So wanted something more pertaining to the dark goddess. Sherry Bug said, I made an amazing salve this week for skin problems like poison ivy, ringworm, etc. It's working on my poison ivy really well. I'm pretty impressed with myself. That is so cool. So what? Like what's in your salve? I don't like when it comes to like green witchy stuff. I'm like, ooh, do tell. So what you got in there? And Susie said, page 342, Hecate's Witches spread. Yes. Okay. On this day, Hecate, the ancient goddess of magic, witchcraft, night of the moon, ghosts, and necromancy, had 2 Roman days held in her honor. Today was one of them, associated with crossroads, borders, and doorways as the overseer of the space where 2 realms meet. Hecate is the patron goddess of many witches. Sherry Bug says, I need to get this book. Yeah, dude, I love this book so much. Okay, so here's the summation of the spread. Hecate's association with poisonous herbs, as Sherry Bug was talking about poison ivy, and plants makes for perfect inspiration in the Witch's Cabinet spread. The questions are based on the items you'll find on hand in any magical person's home. So this is also why I like this particular spread, is because it's talking about herbs and me being very herby, very green witchy, and that's an aspect of Hecate that I really love. Actually, it's the main aspect I love, is her knowledge of the herbs and working to use herbs in a healing fashion. Okay, this is the chief goddess of presiding over magic and spells. Hecate is often depicted as a 3-figured goddess, connecting her with the triple goddess of maiden, mother, and crone. Which, by the way, I sell a maiden, mother, crone tea in our witchy shop, Desert Cauldron. Actually, somebody just bought our crone tea, so got to package that up later. Hecate often carries a torch to light the way in the underworld. Her torchlight and fierce magical attributes connect her to the Queen of Wands. This queen's wand and flower symbolize her vitality and beauty, which she does not hesitate to use as a weapon. She is encouraging and stimulates creativity around her in subtle yet highly effective ways. And so we have the Queen of Wands as the card representing Hecate for today. Susie said, Claudia told me once, donate to an animal shelter for Hecate. Yes, yeah, and if you guys don't know, Claudia Olivos, wonderful, wonderful artist. You can find her, I believe it's olivosartstudio.com. You can see a lot of her artwork and the things that her and her husband create. So super cool. Yes, and also Hecate is known to have her 2 dogs and being connected to animals, especially dogs. So that would make sense to, yes, donate to an animal shelter. Okay, so I have 2 decks that I would like to utilize for that. Oh, and by the way, here's the questions, although I'm going to go through them one by one with you guys. First question is dealing with mugwort. What improves my clairvoyance? Number 2, belladonna. What do I need to be careful of? Number 3, myrtle. How do I increase my beauty? Number 4, bloodroot. What deceives me? Brimstone. What negativity should I repel? And lastly, henbane. What helps me sleep soundly? Okay, so let me put this off to the side while you guys go ahead and get your decks ready. And that first question is going to be mugwort. What improves my clairvoyance? Mugwort, what improves my clairvoyance? And so you can take a look at these and see how maybe they pertain to the week ahead for you, maybe working on your clairvoyance this week. Okay, and while you guys are doing that, I am going to pull a card from the Shine from the Inside Oracle. for a self-care message for you guys before I actually dive into the spread. I thought, since we're talking about herbs and this is like Hecate and healing and, you know, I just thought it kind of went along with it. So this is just like a little extra for you guys this week, something to work on perhaps today, perhaps sometime this week. A little extra something. All right. So what self-care can you guys work on this week before we pull some cards? And again, Susie has so kindly posted that first question for you guys to pull a card for. What improves my clairvoyance? And that was mugwort. Okay. So let's see. Okay, so Shine from the Inside Oracle says, look for signs and synchronicities. So if you're feeling a little down and out this week, a little maybe feeling a little drained or a little clouded in thinking, definitely work to look at those signs and synchronicities. It definitely helps to get us out of our like humdrum, you know, mood that we might be in when we start to see like, oh, hey, I'm not alone. The universe is always speaking to me. So definitely pay attention to those repeating numbers, butterflies, things that just kind of seem out of the ordinary. So just a little extra self-care, something to help you guys through your week this week. I know it's another powerful week. It says if the Lion's Gate is just going to stay open from now on, or maybe that's just the status quo now because it's just a little cray-cray. Okay. And then also I'm going to pull from Wally's World the theme for this week, and then I'll use the Moonchild Tarot to actually pull for that question, what improves my clairvoyance? Okay, so Wally, what do you have for our theme this week? Wallito was a very little puma. He thought he was a big puma, but he was just a little kitten. Do. Okay, let's see what you guys got back here. Okay, so Sherry Bug said, and that very special salve that she made, juniper, calendula, pine, coconut oil, and some other stuff. Really? Ooh, that's good stuff. Good stuff. All right, Butterfly said, for the oracle message, courage, when picking roses, don't fear the thorns. And Susie said, the underworld, a shift is near. Interesting. And Sherry Bug got the Magician. Liesl said, dog at heart, my interpretation, love and loyalty. And also, Liesl, very interesting because dog is one of the main animal symbols for Hecate. So very interesting. Oh, okay. So this is the card from Wally's World for our week. This is actually not a sunset, but a sunrise. And my old house in San Diego, that used to be where I would look out to see the sunrise from my bedroom every morning. Sherry Bug said, the gift is inside me and I have to believe in myself to manifest and see. Very good. I love that. And the theme is sunrise. Yes. Okay, so let me dive into this. Oh, and by the way, if you're wondering where little Wally Wallito is, he's right there. He's just chilling in a little rose. Okay. All right, the theme for this week is realization, and that's interesting. You know, that self-care card that I pulled for you guys about signs and symbols, repeating numbers, all of that. I think it's finally a connection, an understanding of those things that you've been seeing probably for a very long time. Finally understanding its meaning at this moment in time. So it's almost like a little light bulb moment that some of us may have in different aspects. Obviously, it's not going to be the same for all of us, but an aha light bulb as we come to realize things. But even though illumination and knowledge and understanding can be very freeing, sometimes it can also be a little painful, especially if maybe the world or the belief system that we've been under has been in place for quite a long time. And sometimes with realization, although good, and knowledge being great, you know, the more you know, the better, you know, reading Rainbow, the more you know, it might be difficult to deal with, especially if we feel like we've been lied to or deceived in some way, or why didn't I see this sooner? So there might be a tendency for us to be really hard on ourselves, like, oh man, so that's what that meant, or wow, why didn't I see this before? Oh my gosh, I've been, doing something, this way, which was much more difficult when I could have been doing things this way, which would have been a lot easier for me, would have saved me a lot of trouble. Okay, yeah, we have to say, okay, yeah, so there's that, but how many of us have a time traveling DeLorean and can go back in time and change those things? We can't. The best thing right now is that we have realized it and that we understand it now, here in the present. And that's power. That's very powerful. And so now we take this knowledge moving forward. There's no reason to be down on yourself. There's no reason to be angry at yourself or angry at somebody else. It is what is now, and you understand. You're illuminated. You have that knowledge now. So take that power and move it forward. The ego and lower astrals, all of that, would like to keep you in the past, locked in the past, so that you can't move forward with this new torch of illumination. I'm thinking of Hecate's torch, leading people through the underworld, coming out the other side onto this plane. We don't want to be trapped in the past. We don't want to be trapped in, yelling at ourselves or being angry at somebody else because, why didn't this happen sooner? Maybe it couldn't have happened sooner. Maybe now was the perfect time, right timing, as many Buddhist sects might say. And so this is all about that aha moment, that light bulb moment. Take it, move forward. Nothing we can do about the past. All we can worry about now is our present and moving that forward. All right, so that being one of our main themes for this week, very interesting. Okay. Let's see, let's go back here. Susie's like, nope, I checked. Love that movie. Yes. Okay, so now I have my Moonchild Tarot here. I'm going to pull that first card just like you guys have, which a lot of great messages already so far. So what improves my clairvoyance? So obviously, if we're going to maybe be increasing our clairvoyance this week, maybe that's going to aid in our aha moments that we have. Hey Heather, how are you? It says, hello darling, I'm working, so I'm on break driving. Wanted to say hi and send you love because I'll be lurking. All right, lurk away, lurk away. Michelle, hey, how are you? Oh, thank you, Sherry Bug. And by the way, at the end of the chat, I'd be happy to pull a card for you. Lily, hello, how are you? Good morning. Yay, I'm so happy to have everybody here. Okay, so that first card, Mugwort, what improves my clairvoyance? And we'll see how that connects to our little sunrise. Okay, put that down. And our card is the Eight of Swords. Okay, so Butterfly got the Ten of Pentacles, security for question 1. Sherrybug's like, okay, I'd love that. All right, will do. At the end, wouldn't mind pulling a card. I'll use my Ocean Dreams Oracle for your question. Or if you just want a general read, I'll do that too. Okay, so Eight of Swords, what improves my clairvoyance? Let's go into this one. Actually, let me keep this up here because it's a beautiful card. Okay, this week especially, what is going to help to improve your clairvoyance is getting grounded, doing a check-in with your energy. What have you taken on that is not yours? Which energy actually is yours? Where are you feeling energetically? How are you feeling mentally? Are you feeling depleted? Are you feeling kind of pulled in many different directions? So it's hard to focus on maybe one thing. And when it comes to trying to access your heart space, access your higher self, and you're trying to receive messages, how much is being blocked by the ego? This is why we might need to practice a little bit of meditation this week, so that we can quiet that ego, so we can more clearly listen to what our intuitive abilities are trying to tell us, our clairvoyant abilities. So the more we can get that ego out of the mind, the clearer those messages can come in for us. So really getting yourself nice and grounded, protecting your energy, really connecting to that higher self. All right, and something I want to say about the higher self, just something that I learned in one of my channeling sessions that I do, because James and I have recorded some of those channeling sessions. So if you're interested, they're here on my YouTube channel. We channeled the coyotes, the moon, the gnomes, and there was a tree channeling that you guys won't see until Tuesday of this upcoming week. But many of them haven't been recorded, and James has just like taken meticulous notes on them. But I did a channeling for my higher self. You know, there was some things that I just wanted to know, and when my higher self came through, it was about protection. I was wondering, because every time I put up my shields lately, there have been some lower vibe energies that just kind of go through it as if I had no shields. So this is like a whole new energetic thing, you know, that I'm in and that I'm doing. And so my higher self was saying that oftentimes we visualize everything being on the inside as if the outer shield is the body, the physical body, you know, and that we always talk about the heart space. We always talk about like the soul being on the inside of the body. And my higher self was saying well, at least perhaps this might be for me, I don't know if it's true for you guys, that is a little bit inverted. It's like the human body is actually on the inside of the soul. And so, you know, it's hard to see that because we're in a 3D realm and our souls do not reside in the 3D realm. They reside in 4 or 5D and above. You know, most of us have a lot of different souls here going on, a lot of different higher selves. Some aren't even from this planet. So my higher self was saying, try to, every time you go throughout your day, imagine that you are the higher self and that the body is looking through the eyes of the higher self being on the outside. And it says when you do that, there isn't any sort of lower astral entity or low vibe entity that will want to mess with your higher self. So if a human is trying to put up an energetic shield, that's a lot more difficult to do than a 5D energy trying to put up an energetic shield. That's a lot easier to do. So my higher self was like, just switch your thinking a little bit, but the higher self is actually the outside, and who's on the inside? The little human. So if you can switch it that way, and anytime you're trying to manifest, anytime you're trying to heal, imagine that it's the higher self that is the outside, because it says it's so much easier for a 5D, you know, entity, 7D, whatever it may be, to manipulate a 3D world, to manifest in a 3D world, to heal in a 3D world, than it can for a 3D human being trying to manifest in its own 3D world and its own 3D healing. So I don't know, felt like I had to put that out there. I know it may not make sense to you guys. It was a little hard for me to wrap my head around, but I felt it was a really powerful channeling, and I felt I just had to share that. So since I've been doing that, I've not been bothered by lower astrals. They don't really seem to want to mess with my higher self. So there we go. It worked for me. Okay. Let's see. Lisa's saying hello to everybody coming in. Sherry Bug's like 8 of Swords, my favorites. You know what? I love the sword suit actually. Everybody's saying hello. Susie said, love the channeling. And Lisa said, body, soul, inside, outside. Yeah, I get it. Okay. And Susie says, makes sense. Yeah. So, I mean, it's been working, you know, so whenever I felt like especially like, was it yesterday? Yeah. I felt like there was a lower astral. You know how they kind of chord in sometimes and they throw in little thoughts that you think are your thoughts, but they're not really your thoughts. And it's a thought that came out of left field and had nothing to do with what you were actually thinking in that moment. And that's when you're like, wait a minute, I don't think that was mine. So I did a little check-in with myself and realized there was something trying to get in. And I was like, oh wait, my higher self told me, imagine the higher self. So I was like, okay, trying to imagine myself, which I always imagine myself as the way I see myself, kind of like a blue avian kind of thing. So my big self with my big wings. Then once I put myself in that visualization, whatever was trying to mess with me was like, whoa, never mind. Can't really penetrate that entity. So I was like, all right, cool, peace out. Sue's like, I hear about this. Really? That is super cool. Yeah, I was so glad I was able to channel that, because now my energy's doing a lot better. All right, you guys. So after that big first question, let's go into question number 2, which is belladonna, which is highly poisonous. Although in small amounts can cause people to have some really like psychic trippy things, but I probably wouldn't recommend it because you probably just could kill yourself. So please don't ingest belladonna. It's a highly toxic nightshade. Okay, but belladonna, what do I need to be careful of? What do I need to be careful of this week? All right, so belladonna letting us know what we need to be careful of this week. Let's see here. All right, and we have the 3 of Cups. All right, and so Susie has posted the question for you guys. If you would like to pull a card, this is why I absolutely love these live chats. Otherwise, you know, I would just be making a pre-recorded video where I do all the readings, but I love the live chats because you guys are fabulous intuitives. I love the way you guys connect messages, you know, either through, you know, straight channeling, intuition, using your Lenormand cards, oracle cards, tarot cards, and since they're all so different and you guys interpret things so differently, I think it just makes a more rich reading. Okay, so let's dive into this 3 of Cups. What to be careful of this week? So this is just a call to be more mindful of who you maybe consciously but also subconsciously choose to be in a creative cycle with. So I'm not necessarily thinking like, oh, I want to go, let's say, I'm thinking of Susie. So let's say with Susie, I'm like, oh, I want to go create a project with her. Not something like that. But let's say, and I'll just name, I don't know, Jane Doe, somebody, you know, just some random person. Let's say Jane Doe is a toxic person, obviously the opposite of Susie Gemini, Susie being super high vibe. But let's say Jane Doe is toxic. But for some reason, I keep putting myself in Jane Doe's sphere. Why do I keep putting myself in that energy? Why do I keep surrounding myself with Jane Doe? Why am I choosing to create my reality with Jane Doe in it? So there could be a reason. There might be something that she's vibrating at that connects with me. And that's something that we can take a look at this week. You know, if we're bothered by certain people, we don't get along with certain people, but they just keep popping up. And the people just like them seem to keep popping up. They keep popping up in my social media. They keep popping up, you know, in my day-to-day, people I meet on the streets, people that I work with. It's that same type of person, if not the same person. So why is that? Well, I doubt that it's just random. Remember, remember our card, observe the synchronicities, observe the messages. This is your higher self. This is the universe trying to speak to you. Is trying to show you an energy, and this coming in the form of a person is trying to show you this energy so that you can find where it's being matched within your own self. And that might be difficult because you might say, but that person's really toxic. I'm not a toxic person. But where do you maybe view yourself as a tad toxic? So we need to take a look inside. And it could be that we're not toxic at all, but maybe we have a view of ourselves being that way in particular scenarios. That's just a place that needs healing. So don't look at this person as your enemy or these several people that seem to be in the same energetic space. They're not your enemy. They're your teachers. That's them, they're being a mirror for you so that you can heal. They may not consciously know that, they're just kind of doing their thing, but the universe has put you guys together for a reason. And once you heal that thing, once you recognize that inside yourself, well, it seems that the Jane Does or the, whoever this person is or the people just like them, they seem to just fade away out of your sphere because you've learned that lesson or you've healed that aspect of yourself. So for Belladonna, what to be careful of is really just being aware, which is why it's so good to do this healing work that we do and the various practices that we have, is trying to understand what's going on subconsciously. Because consciously we might be saying, oh, I'm not like that person, I don't want to be around this person. But subconsciously, something's saying, oh, I'm just like this person, or I have aspects that are similar to that, oh, this or that. And that's just the part that needs to be healed. So it's no judgment, it's just lessons. It's just something for healing. All right, interesting. I like that one actually. Yeah, I can dig it. Okay, so let's go back here. Michelle said, that's interesting. And Susie said, All Hallows Eve, call upon the voices. Yes. And Lisa said she got the Tower, card number 33, 19 Tower, becoming too locked into my ego, solitude. Oh, sorry, number 33 was the key, and number 19, the Tower. And Susie said, that's beautiful. Thank you. Nancy, a Crone's Intuition. Hello, hello. Never too late. Actually, Nancy, if you want to jump in with us and pull some cards with us, first let us know what deck you're using. But Susie Gemini, who you can see, she's one of the other people that has like a little wrench next to her name and a little kitty face. If you go back, she's posted the questions, which we barely finished the second question for our spread this week. So feel free to join in. You're more than welcome. All right. Okay. Where's my cards? Here we go. Okay. So question number 3 is Myrtle. How do I increase my beauty? And I'm not really looking at this as like your physical beauty. I'm talking about that energy, that beautiful energy. How do we increase that? Let's see. Silver Star said, definitely going to have to rewatch so I can pull some cards. All right, all right. All right, so Susie said, number 3, how do I increase my beauty? Okay. Again, this being more of our energetic beauty more than our physical beauty. Because as we all know, the physical body will slowly fade away until it is nothing at some point. But our eternal self, now that is beautiful. So how do we increase that? How do we make that energy stand out? Okay. How do I increase my beauty? Beautifulness. All right. Butterfly got Myrtle, the Emperor, authority, structure, leadership. Nancy, you're so welcome. Okay, let's see what I got. Ooh, I got the 6 of Pentacles. Dude, this is such a gorgeous deck. Good job, Danielle. Lisa likes the Vogue moves. Oh, do you? Okay. Okay, 6 of Pentacles. Let's dive into this. So, how do I increase my beauty? Okay. Actually, the more that you allow people to see who you truly are, that beauty inside of you, that sweetness, that kindness, that lovingness, the more you share that with others, friends, family, a stranger on the street, the more your internal energetic beauty increases exponentially. It's like they say, the more you use something, the better it gets. Well, the more you share something, the brighter it glows. There's a movie that I only remember a particular part of it because I watched it when I was really little, so I don't remember the title. Maybe you guys know. It's a movie from like the 70s or 80s, somewhere in there. And the only scene that I remember from this whole movie, and for some reason it stuck with me, but I think it pertains to this question, is there was a woman who, she was like in the middle of a giant spider's web, and she had her little vanity mirror. She was absolutely beautiful, like the flawless skin, just like stereotypical societal beauty, right? And she's surrounded by these ginormous black widows, and they don't eat her because of like some potion that she's taking, but she can't leave the spider's web. She can't leave the lair, and that's like the trade-off. You know, she gets to have eternal beauty as long as she always stays within the spider's web. And her spiders, you know, they like eat whatever else, you know, comes into the web, like men trying to save her or something like that. And so at the end, she decides that physical beauty wasn't worth it. And so she immediately turns to her actual age, which she was a very, very elderly woman, and the spiders ate her. But it's, to me, you know, that she never got to share her inner beauty with anyone. So it kept her like a prisoner within this place surrounded by, I don't know, just this giant negativity. And so to me, that's something like within us, you know. How sad is it that we have these beautiful, beautiful, bright lights, these eternal fifth dimensional, seventh dimensional, 12th dimensional, I don't know, souls within us or on the outside of us, as I've come to know. And if we're not sharing it with anybody, then it just dims itself. It gets more and more dim because it's not connecting as it should with all the other lights out on this planet. And so if we keep it to ourselves, we do no good, not for ourselves and not for anybody else. But the more we put it out there and we share it with other people, well, then the brighter that light grows, the more beautiful it becomes. And so let's try and do that a little bit more this week. All right. I dig that too. I wish I remember the name of that movie. I don't know. I just remember that, like the lady, like she was like the Black Widow lady or something, just was all alone, so sad, you know, was in the middle of this web, and and basically like sad. Let's see here. Okay, so Susie got Wolf, Hecate Energy, yes. Oh, wow. So Silver Star member for 3 months. Yay. Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you. That is super cool. And you know what, Heather, I am going to, at the end of this chat, I'll pull you a little card to celebrate your, like, you know, 3 month anniversary. So yeah, when you watch the replay, or if you're still here, let me know if you have a question, or I could do a general read for you. So Lisa got stork, transition, and movement. Susie's like, yikes. And Sherry Bug said, thank you, Silver Star, for supporting Tara's channel. Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. All right, so like I said, yeah, you and Sherry Bug, I'll pull some cards for you at the end. Okay, question number 4, you guys. Bloodroot. What deceives me? Ooh, what deceives me? Okay, so Bloodroot. What deceives me? Let's see what might deceive us this week. And for some reason, I felt like doing the Batman. So I'm like, what's deceiving me? Do 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 do. Shine that bat signal. The Silver Star said, thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so a general reading. All right, I will do that for sure. Okay, so Bloodroot. What do we got here? What deceives me? Oh, the King of Pentacles. Really? Okay, let's dive into this one. King of Pentacles, what deceives me? I think I'm already getting some hits here, but let me clarify. Interesting. Ooh. I'm getting a little dizzy, you guys, so it's kind of a big one. Okay, this is an actual person, or actually several people. This has more to do with something more global, which does affect us on an individual level. So I can understand why this is coming up in the reading for us personally this week. This has to do with the leaders of each of our countries around the world. This message is not to say all leaders have been deceptive, but this week there will be some, as there always has been, news every week from our leaders. For us here in the United States, our leader would be President Biden. In the UK, they have their own leader. In Africa, parts of Africa, they have their own leaders. In China, they have their own leaders, so on and so forth. As news comes out from our leaders this week, we need to go in and look through the eyes of our higher self. Our higher self can see past the speakings of a 3D human. Look to see what they are actually saying. What is the energy behind their words? What is propelling them to say what they are saying? Who would benefit from what they are saying? And who would benefit from those people that would benefit from what they are saying? Do the people benefit? If they do, how? How is what they're saying going to affect the people who watch or listen to these words? How is the energy spread from person to person, relaying what was said from these words? It is very important that we open our spiritual ears to the words beyond words. What's being said under the breath, between the lines. This is not to put down anybody's leader or to say that the leader is a bad person. Remember that everybody's here as a mirror on this planet, trying to show us something, something to heal, something for us to grow, not only as individuals, but as an entire population. So, the ego may feel one way or another towards a particular leader, and that's fine. But for the moment, let's put that aside and listen with that beautiful glowing light within yourself, that 5th dimensional self, 12th dimensional, 11th dimensional. You guys come from so many beautiful dimensions, beautiful places within this multiverse. Look with those eyes and listen with those ears. And then act accordingly. Okay. All right. Okay. Whew. Let's go back here. Now my eyes are blurry. Okay. I missed some of your comments. Sherrybug says, so I've been thinking on the second question for a non-literal answer. I got the lovers suggestions. Okay, for the second question, what do I need to be careful of? I would say for the lovers card, maybe what you're attracting, because the lovers, it's a light and dark, a yin and yang, it's a polarity, as well as it is a connection. So maybe what polarities are around you, or perhaps what you are connecting with or attracting, maybe could be for number 2 for the lovers card. Susie said she got Journey, Walkers of the Unknown. And Butterfly for question 4 got the Page of Pentacles. And here I got the King of Pentacles, so that's interesting. Susie's like, ooh. Says, yep, be careful of October surprise. Lisa said, I get Crossroads and the ship based on your channeling, departure and hesitation. Our Prime Minister just left office in the UK. Really? Interesting. Interesting. Michelle said, I love the Moonchild Tarot. Might check her out too. Yes, dude, I love this deck. And why I don't bust it out more often, I don't know. Susie says, it's a big club and we ain't in it. True. True. Sherrybug said, High Priestess is deceiving me. Man, this set of cards is tough. Butterfly said, October surprise sounds like a dodgy cafeteria dish. Dude, welcome to the October surprise. It's delicious. So Michelle said, oh yeah, that you were gonna might pull out this deck as well. Yeah, dude, this deck rocks. And then Lisa said, Susie, for the deck, perhaps a sinking ship. And Susie's saying it's probably, is that too, Butterfly? And Sherrybug said, Matt, that makes sense. All right, cool beans, dude. Yep, and like Susie said, it's a very exclusive club, all these powers that be, and yeah, we ain't in it. That's for sure. So it's hard to gauge, you know, a lot of truth, you know, if our higher self wasn't in it, because can't always take what people say at face value, especially when they have a perceived authority over us. Okay. So, question number 5. All right, we're on our second to last question. This one is brimstone. Which negativity or what negativity should I repel? So, what negativity should I repel? This is brimstone. Sherrybug said, ugh, I tried to clarify what about the High Priestess and got gnosis. Holy cow, so confusing. Dude, Sherrybug, it sounds like that deck is deep. And Lisa's like, very wise, Susie, you're on fire. Yes, I agree. Okay, so Susie has posted the question for you guys. Lily, thank you so much. I'll be happy to pull a card for you at the end, so let me know your question, or if you want me to do a general reading, I would be more than happy. Nancy said, I've been enjoying your channeling series. Thank you for doing this. The desert is so incredibly beautiful. Yeah, dude, I love filming out there. So we're like waiting to do any of the channeling filmings till we're on our property, because like it's a lot prettier out there than it is here in the city of Tempe. So I love my juniper trees out there, my pinyon pines, and you know, all of that, all the beautiful sunsets. So okay, so Butterfly for number 5 got justice is the negativity I need to repel. I'm confused by this one. Well, when we think of justice, we think of a balancing, almost like Mot's feather in, you know, Egyptian belief, you know, the weighing of the heart against Mot's feather, you know, how light the heart might be. And also in some tarot decks, they have shown the justice card to be like a scale, where you have a brain on one end and you have the heart in the other. And so which one is leading which, you know, which one has more governance, and are they equal? So in the question being maybe what negativity should I repel, maybe it's not so much negativity as it is a clouding, which I guess we could see as a sort of negativity because it's not helping us to see things clearly. So it could be maybe a clouding of what our higher self is saying, perhaps being clouded by the ego, something like that. Or it could be a like justice within ourselves. You know, we feel like, oh, justice must be served for something that I did way back when. And that could be a very negative thing to do, like punishing yourself in the present for something that happened in the past. That could also be kind of a justice card thing. So something like that. I don't know. Maybe that's just my interpretation, but it could be something else, actually. Susie said, coming of winter, it resonates. Just a little prepared. Be a little prepared. Yes. And Susie, what I was getting, because also I know that October is going to be, like, I kind of already feel that too. There's some stuff going on in October. but also in the beginning of September as well, which is coming soon. So not like big crazy event or anything, just big revelations, I should say, like something. I was just getting early September is all I got on that one. And then October, of course, but like early September for something. Like it's the beginning of something and it's like a revelation of some sorts. Um, let's see. Susie said the number on the card is 11, by the way. Yes, like mine astrology. Like today's number, number 11. Butterfly said that makes sense. Okay. And Lisa said clover, luck. So perhaps bad luck. And Lily, morality, sex, maybe. Perhaps, perhaps. Okay. So let's take a look then. Let me pull it. What negativity should I repel? Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Talk about confusing cards. Okay, so I got the sun, as in what negativity I should repel. Interesting. So let's dive into this one. Let me just keep that up for you guys. Oh, well, that's interesting. False spiritual information and false light. Dude, it's coming in heavy this week. Okay, so remember when I was talking about like with our 3D leaders, our leaders, people that in our 3D society we have decided are allowed to have power over us, and how we should keep our spiritual eyes and ears open, listening with our higher self instead of our ego 3D self, in order to discern what is actually being said and what is the ramifications of what is being said. The same holds true in our spiritual community. Even the things that I say, listen with your higher self. Some people might hear things I say and it doesn't resonate with them. Go with that. Go with your higher self. Instead of deciding that certain people in our community might be higher or better than us. We're just at different places and we all see the world differently because, like I said, in my point of view, we all have different souls. Some of the souls are similar, but we come from a lot of different places, so we have a lot of different missions going on, and that's going to affect our perception here on this plane, especially our spiritual perception. So no matter who is saying what spiritually, whether it be me or somebody else or even our closest spiritual friend, you gotta be discerning and listen with your spiritual eyes and ears. Does it resonate with you and what your purpose is and what you're here to do? Don't just take what somebody says as fact or that's the way it is because we perceive them to be quote unquote higher, better, more elevated than us. It's really just different placements. But really the one of the bigger messages coming through is some sort of false light. So being very careful, again, discerning, even when you guys are connecting to source energy, making sure that it's the actual source energy. So things are getting interesting, energetically speaking. So we have to be discerning, not only in our 3D world, but in our spiritual world as well. So making sure that the light that you connect to, source, God, whatever you call it, Allah, make sure that's the true energy. And the way you do that is the more you ground and connect, in meditation, the more familiar you are with that energy. And so when something seems off, it may not actually be the energy, and that may not actually be the true information coming through. All right. Whoa, dude, with these freaking big messages. Okay, let's go back here. Okay, so Lily said, my question is, how can I become closer to Santa Muerte? What does she want or need from me? All right, I will definitely do that. So once we get finished up here, I will go back and pull a card for that. Lisa said, Santa Muerte asked me for Florida water this week. I bought it for her, and she has really helped me out this weekend. Super cool. Michelle said, false light. I just woke up from a nap, and as I was trying to wake up, there was a voice trying to pass as my guide. I had to command it to go away. Oh my God, Michelle, yes. There's been a lot of that. Like Eshell, I work with Eshell a lot. At times there's been an energy coming through like, oh yes, I'm Eshell. Hello, sweet. I'm here to work with you. And I'm like, wait a minute, you're not Eshell. Like something is off about this thing. So yeah, there's a little trickster energy going on. And remember that as above, so below, as within, so without. So when things are looking deceptive in the 3D world, it's also going to be happening in our spiritual world as well. So Susie said, I'm wearing Florida water right now. Actually, you know what? I got Florida water right behind this here curtain. Lily said, awesome, Lisa. I give her 7 machos. And Sherrybug got the 8 of Wands. Repel negative ideas. Be aware of backward progress. And Susie said, 2 people on that card. Deception. I know. Look at them pulling, repelling. And Sherrybug said, repel whatever will move to a place of unbalance. And Sherrybug was saying, all right, Susie was saying a trickster energy. It is so refreshing for me, but that is cool. Michelle said, exactly, Susie. Tara's message is super relevant. And Sherrybug said, I was so drawn to a new goddess this week. How do you discern if it's truly who you want or a lower energy? For me, okay, so like, let's say, I don't know, let's say a new goddess came in and was like, hey, I want to work with you. I don't usually let them into my energetic sphere right away. I start asking them questions. I start going through a dialogue. And usually the longer you're in that dialogue with that energy, for long enough, sometimes lower astral energies start to get impatient because they want to start doing their little lower astral stuff with you. You know, they want to start doing their negative stuff with you. So they don't have time to sit around and talk about love and light, you know, for too long. So sometimes if you can just keep them on the fence long enough, they start showing their true colors. Other times when you start listening like, oh, what guidance would you have about this or about this? That's when you start, you know, discerning through your higher self the guidance that's coming through. Does that actually sound like something for your best and highest good? Does any of it sound fear-based? Does any of it sound like using lower vibrational energy to accomplish? And if it does, that's probably not who they say they are. So it's more like putting them through a little like lie detector test. And those that are of that true vibration, they understand. So they don't care that you're putting them through a lie detector test. Lower vibe energies would be supremely off-put by you doing that. Let's see. Silverstar says, wow, my speed diameter just turned to 1414. So 14. And Sharebug's like, do you dialogue with tarot or meditation? I do. Actually, I just did that last night with the Lenormand cards. I was like having a conversation. I would pull 4 cards for their answer. And then in my head, I would ask another question, pull another 4 cards. So it was like we were talking back and forth until I realized what their actual intent was. And I was like, okay, well, you can leave now. Silverstar is like 3 5s. Super cool. That is super cool. The little odometer just like 14 14. Dude, I like that. I like that. Okay, we are on our last question. So this is with Henbane. What helps me sleep soundly? What helps me sleep soundly? Oh, sorry, got a little eyelash there. Okay, so what helps me sleep soundly? And by the way, is anybody else having weird sleep habits the past like week or 2, maybe 2 weeks, maybe more, but weird sleep habits like waking up at the exact same time too early in the morning, or now you're going to bed a lot earlier and getting up extremely early. For me, I've been getting up, well actually last night I got up at 11:25 p.m. thinking it was the morning, and I was getting ready to start my morning for my live chat at 11:25 p.m. last night. And I had only been asleep probably for a couple of hours, maybe hour and a half. And I was like, oh, I'm ready for the day, for Sunday. But yeah, I've been having like these weird like wake ups between 1 and 3 a.m. And then I wake up maybe at 5:30, 6 a.m. in the morning. Just like clockwork. I don't know. It's weird. It's like I don't even have an alarm going off. It's interesting. Okay, so Susie posted the question for you guys. What helps me sleep soundly? And Liesl has the Florida water. Yes. Sherry Bug said, oh, hell yes. Butterfly said, dude, I've been having straight up nightmares every night. Yeah, I've been having some interesting dreams too. Like last night with me and some friends and some cats. There was cats, talking cats in my dream. And they were trying to show me how to dispel demons. And I was flying. I've been doing a lot of flying in my dreams. I choose not to walk anymore. I just fly wherever I go now. So Susie's like, I gain extra time at night. Yeah, time has been really weird here lately too. Sherrybug said, I had been wondering what was up with the sleep thing. Was wondering if it was the moon or something. You know, I don't know. At first I was like, oh, it's probably a moon thing. And I was like, well, you know, this moon thing has been happening for quite a while. Maybe it's not the moon. I'm like, what is going on? Butterfly for question number 6 got the 10 of Swords, helps me sleep at night. Susie got divination, insightful reflections. Interesting. Let's see what I get here. All right. What helps me sleep soundly? Oh, the 2 of Pentacles. Isn't that a beautiful card? 2 of Pentacles. Susie's like, OMG, the number 14, Heather. What? Liesl got 13, child. I honestly don't know how to interpret this further. Child. It could also represent some sort of newness, maybe a new sleep habit or routine before you get ready for bed, or maybe when you wake up in the morning. Let me look into this, because like I'm almost stumped for 2 of Pentacles, but let my higher self figure this one out, because my human self is like, okay, so let's go in here. Intention setting. What will help you to sleep more soundly at night is to set a firm intention before you close your eyes. Is your intention to be undisturbed by outside energies, whether they be high vibrational or low vibrational? The energies and sounds of your neighbors and the world around you. What do you wish to gain from your dream time? What learning or healing do you wish to do? Set your intention. Make your choice. Otherwise, the subconscious will make a choice for you. If we're expecting to constantly wake up at a particular time, or that we will constantly be bothered, or having a particular type of dream, then subconsciously we're setting the intention to continue that pattern and to continue that rhythm. Change your intention to change the mode of sleep. Oh, so that's what that meant. Okay, I'll do that. Actually, that didn't even cross my mind. Okay. Sharebug's like, when are you able, can you repeat the herbs with each question? I will, actually. And Sharebug got the 8 of Pentacles. Getting your goals and work accomplished will help me sleep. And Susie said, very interesting. Heather was like, synchronicity. And Lisa said, thanks. I think I'm going to pray by my bed at bedtime like I used to when I was a child. Very cool. That is cool. All right. So, okay, Sherry Bug. The 6 questions again. First one, mugwort. What improves my clairvoyance? Number 2, belladonna. What do I need to be careful of? Number 3, myrtle. How do I increase my beauty? Number 4, bloodroot. What deceives me? Number 5, brimstone. What negativity should I repel? Number 6, henbane. What helps me sleep soundly? So I guess you could rewind a little bit the live chat if you missed any of those. But yeah, so it was mugwort, belladonna, myrtle, bloodroot, brimstone, henbane. Some interesting herbs there. Some would consider them to be dark herbs. Okay. So let's go here to the elemental forecast. Okay. So for the elemental forecast, in addition to our weekly reading and all of these kind of pertaining to our week this week, I have my scarab runes here. And I want to pick a rune for each of our elemental signs. So that's our zodiac signs. So if, let's say, me, I'm a Gemini moon, Gemini sun, Libra moon, and Scorpio rising. That means that my sun sign is an air sign, my moon sign is also an air sign, and my rising sign is actually a water sign. So I'd be air, water. So for the elemental reading, let me know what your elements are. Susie said this was an interesting spread. Sharebug's like, feel like if you mix all those elements together and get a badass incense for some serious workings. Dude. Sherrybug, I like that idea. Susie's like, badass. All right, so we got air and earth all up in here. We got some water and air up in here. We got double air and water up in here. Okay. Let's see, who should I pull for first? Let's pull for earth signs. I don't think earth signs ever go first. Okay, here we go. Earth signs, what do you have for this week? Do. Oh, okay. So earth signs. Susie said, Nancy, fire and earth. Crohn's intuition dominant. Silver star, Aries, Sun, Mars, and Venus, Taurus, rising, and Capricorn. And Lisa said Capricorn Sun, Cancer Moon, Cancer rising, also Capricorn descending. Interesting. Wow. Sharebug says, I've been wondering a bit into not doing the light side. Maybe that's why the new goddess approached to pull me back. Interesting. That could be too. All right, so here we actually have like a little falcon. It's a profile of a falcon for our earth signs. So okay, earth signs, this is what I'm getting for the most part. Our little earthy babies. Taking action sometimes is a slow process with our earth signs. They like to feel stable, secure, grounded, perhaps before they make any decisions. And that's a good thing. This week, however, there might be a little bit more urgency to put a little pep in your step when making decisions this week. Some decisions are best made a little bit more quickly, not hastily, that's different, but just a little bit more quickly than maybe usually you would take for your time in making a decision. So if normally your MO is when somebody asks you a question, if you would like to do this, and you like to mull it over for about a week before responding, In this case, maybe mull it over for a day or two before responding instead of the entire week that maybe you might take sometimes, just because of the nature of what everybody's doing this week might be a little bit different, but some things are time sensitive. So they're going to ask for you to take a much more quick action, which again doesn't mean to make a hasty action and one that's just flippant and like, oh, I'll just do this, but making sure that yes, as you guys are earth signs, ground yourselves and connect to that higher self. You know, I've been saying this a lot, and weighing your options and going for one that your higher self is drawing you towards. And then from there, go ahead and answer whoever it was that was asking you your question or whatever decision that you were having to make this week. So just making it more of a priority to get the answer or the question answered than to take your usual long time for mulling it over before answering. So a little bit more time sensitive this week. So just a little bit more pep, a little bit more pep in the step. Okay. Alrighty. That was an interesting one. I don't think I've ever told anybody to hurry up. Let's see. Lisa's like, Earth. Okay, thanks. You know us, our signs. And Susie says, Heather is a badass. Nice. Okay. All right. Let's pull for water signs. Okay. Water signs. Water signs. Water signs. All they do is water signs. Do 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 do. Okay. What do you guys have here? Ooh. You guys actually have the pyramids. Silver Star is like, honestly, this is a group of badass women here. I concur. Dude, this is an awesome group. All the homies in here. Okay, so pyramids for our water signs. Dude, our messages this week are so different and unique. Okay, water signs, and you know, I'm got my water rising in there. I also have a little bit of Cancer in my chart too, but and James being a water sign. This is a week, and like I said, the answer is a little bit different this week. I'm actually feeling working with celestial energy this week, water signs, I see would be really beneficial for you. For some people, celestial energy might be working with the stars. You know, those of you that are astrologers in various aspects. You know, I do Mayan astrology. Some people are Western or Vedic, Eastern. For other people, celestial might also mean working with extraterrestrial. And so it seems like this would be a really good week to really hone in on either your astrology or understanding the extraterrestrial within you, or connecting to alien extraterrestrial energy this week for water signs. And I know that there's a lot going on. We just pulled 6 cards of some amazing messages from, you know, you guys and the cards that we pulled here. Also watching the synchronicities and everything from our self-care oracle, all the messages that are coming from there. And remember that Wally, in our Wally's World theme card that we pulled, was all about the sunrise. It was all about epiphanies, aha moments, understanding, new illumination, knowledge, kind of like a Igas, you know, the rune that kind of looks like a little mouth, illumination. Actually, no, it's a different rune. But anyway, but yes, the rune that looks like that. I'm not really being shown why to work with the celestial energies this week. Just that it would behoove you in each individual way, since we're all different people with different lives going on. I don't think that's why I can explain why for each individual person. Just If you feel your higher self calling you towards that, then go with that. So maybe for myself, I might take a look at and see what the Azez are doing. So the Azez are from like pretty far from here. So maybe I'll try working with them this week. Interesting, interesting. Calling in celestial and extraterrestrial energy this week. All right, water signs. Interesting. Let's see. Susie says, I will never forget it. My phone brought up Tara in late 2019. It was a rainy day, and I thought, who is this cool chick? Aw, thank you. Since then, I thought she is a high priestess. You know, that's an awesome goal to work towards, the high priestess card, I think. We're still working on it. I'm still working on it here. Lily said, aw, Susie, divine intervention for me. Lisa said, thanks for my Cancerian aspects. Extraterrestrial themes seem to be drawing me at this time. Really? And Silverstar says, I was going to say I've been dreaming about spaceships and aliens, but this might be due to me watching Project Blue Book. So yeah, you guys, hey, let's look into it and see where it takes us this week. But remember, look and listen with your spiritual eyes and ears. We want to make sure that we're not being deceived in any way. Okay, let's go with fire signs. Fire. I know I got some fire homies up in here. Sherry Book said, I would have no idea how to do that unless it's a deity thing. All deities considered extraterrestrial, or maybe Quetzalcoatl, since he did fly me into space when he came into my meditation. You know what? Quetzalcoatl is sky and land. It's the connection to heaven and earth. So yeah, I would say work with the feathered serpent. Susie's like, sing it. All right. Ow, 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 fire. Yeah, definitely. And yeah, it's all about your comfort level and what you feel connected with. So if you're not like wanting to connect with random, extraterrestrial species, but you do feel connection with Quetzalcoatl, I would say go with that. Because that is definitely a connection to the Terran plane, Earth, and also the extraterrestrial, the stars, or celestial plane. Susan said, thank you. Okay, so yeah, for our fire signs, what do we have here? Ooh. We have, what was this guy's name? Ajud? Or Ajed? Ajud. It's the snake. It's the king cobra. Usually sometimes depicted on some of the crowns of the pharaohs. You might have seen that, but snake meant a lot of things in ancient Egyptian mythologies. But let's take a look at what this means for fire signs. Fire signs, make sure that your boundaries are up. Make sure that you have your spidey sense, so to speak, on point this week. Did I just rhyme? I sure did. Anyway, yeah, it's definitely, making sure that you're grounded, connected, and having a good balance between listening, doing, acting, involving yourself in things as much in your 3D aspect as you are in your spiritual aspect. And keep those boundaries up. I'm really seeing boundaries, just like with a king cobra. Oftentimes they rear up and they fan out that skin of theirs that gives them that, iconic look of a cobra. But that's really to scare what could be a predator. They kind of want to show themselves as being bigger, so they kind of fan themselves out like, look at me, I'm so big. And sometimes they have a particular design or circle so that it looks like eyes, so it looks like something bigger than they truly are, because they're putting up their boundary. Do they actually want to harm something or strike at something? No, they want whatever is offending them to go away. So for them, that's their form of boundary. For you guys, I would say put up your energetic boundaries. As for some reason this week, for a lot of people, and maybe mostly our fire signs, it seems like there are some energies, people, situations, possibly places that are going to try to cut through those boundaries and affect you personally, you know, at your ego level and at your soul level. So it's all about keeping those boundaries in place, especially with our loved ones. Remember, a boundary is not an offensive thing, just like a king cobra isn't doing that to be on the offensive, like I'm coming after you now. It's to say, get away from me. But boundaries could also be put into a loving place of like, I respect myself and my energy, I respect you and your energy, therefore I have this boundary in place. So working on boundaries this week, my little fire friends, with the help of Ajit, our king cobra here. Okay. All right, so let's see. Sharebug says, grab my Quetzalcoatl oil you made. Yay! I'm glad you like that oil. Silver Star said, you know cobras only eat other snakes. Yeah, you know, so, but hey, they're also like, stay away. Sometimes when they're out, they want to eat the snakes, but they're not always looking for a fight. Not every animal is like always looking for a fight though. When they're looking for food, they're looking for food. That's a little bit different. And Susie's like, didn't know that. Hey, just like with hawks, if there's no other food around, hawks do eat smaller birds. So yeah, they're kind of cannibals too. It's in some of the animal kingdom. Some snakes eat other snakes. Okay, and some spiders eat other spiders actually too. So that's interesting. All right, let's go with air signs, in which I am full of air. I'm an airhead. Anyway, Sharebug's like, he has king snakes in Ohio and they eat copperheads, which are poisonous. So, hey, there you go. King snakes just kind of helping everybody all around. Susie said snakes scare, oh, snakes scare you. Snakes don't scare me, really. I don't like spiders. That's what I don't like. Snakes, they're okay. I'm not a huge fan of spiders, but I understand that we need them. I'm just not a huge fan. Some spiders are cute though. It depends. Silverstar says, yeah, I just thought it was kind of interesting. You know what's going on. It's going to be like, oh, well, I didn't know that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, a little snaky passing by like, hey, what up, bro? Snake's like, no, same team. All right, okay, air signs. Ooh, we have the crook and flail. Oftentimes you see that on cartouches, things like that, with the arms crossed, holding the crook and the flail with our pharaohs. Lisa's like, moths scare me. What am I like? Susie's like, I try to make friends with one named Sway. And Sherrybook said, maybe the whole snakes eating other snakes thing is a warning to watch out for treachery. Hey, that's a good one. Actually, heck yeah, Sherrybug. I like that one. Okay, so crook and flail, what these are used for is more of a sign of protection. So let's take a look at this. Air signs. Okay, air signs, what I was getting with crook and flail is not only to have protection of our energy. We're always worried about, oh, I gotta protect my energy, which is a good thing. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Yes, by all means, protect your energy. But also, how much are you allowing that energy to invade the energy field of others? Yes, we want to spread our light, share our light. That's a good thing too. But sometimes it could be on a subconscious level, sometimes on a conscious level. We use our beautiful, powerful energy to maybe overpower a situation or overpower others. So this is all about being mindful of how you're spreading your energy. Are you trying to give of it benevolently? And how much are you? Are you actually overpowering them by accident? Maybe rein it in a little bit. But just being very mindful of the energy that you exude, just as much as you are mindful of your energy that you try to protect, keeping other people from doing that to you. So just make sure that you're not also doing that to others. So air signs, like I said, I got a lot of air in my chart, so this is me too, of just being, how are we exerting our energy, how much of it and how forcefully, and also how well are we protecting our energy this week. So I'm interested to see like what is going on this week. Like how all these messages actually play out. So that's going to be interesting. Okay. Let's see. Susie says, "Where's Edgar? We miss you today." Yeah, I was just talking to Edgar yesterday. He was commenting on my cookies that I made. So I don't know. I don't know where he might be. Cherrybug said, "There are some seriously crazy energies this week." I know, right? That's why I'm like, I want to see how all these messages actually like play out for me personally. And also, if you want to share next week, like how are they playing out for you guys too? Susie just drew seduction. Yep. Okay. Let's go into, we have our special question. So this is the one that you guys got to vote on Patreon, YouTube membership, and also the public poll on YouTube. So if you're a part of my YouTube membership or Patreon, you technically got to vote twice. So you get like a double vote. Okay, so here was the winning question by a large margin, actually. What are the repeating numbers trying to tell me? Now, I know that a lot of us are seeing different types of repeating numbers. For some people, it's a lot of ones. For me, all I see is 1911 or 911. So ones and nines. 911 everywhere, 1911 everywhere. It started a few years ago, but like lately, it's all I see everywhere. It's 1911 and 911. So for other people, it might be repeating threes, repeating fives. So in general, what are these repeating numbers trying to tell us? Oh, you're getting 911 too? Okay, so I'm not the only one. It's everywhere I look. 911, 911. Okay, so let's find that out. Let's use our Starseed Oracle. Okay, for Cherrybug, it's 1111. Liesl's been getting 33 for 2 months now. Yeah, so let's look into this, you guys. This is a interesting topic. Okay, just put that there. Okay, so let's take a look here. What are the repeating numbers trying to tell us? Okay, I'm gonna put this here so the cards don't get all wonky. Okay. You're not for everyone. Embrace your weirdness. Face your true north. That's an interesting message. Susie's like, I see that a lot too on videos. Cherrybug says, Marielle says the energy this week is magician. Ooh, very cool. All right, so repeating numbers. Again, you're not for everyone. Embrace your weirdness. Face your true north. Okay. Let's see how we could take this in since all of our repeating numbers are a little bit different. Oh, okay. All right, that makes sense. Okay. The message that's coming through is, even though many of us have different repeating numbers, 33s, 1111s, 911, 555, 777, whatever it may be, notice what you're doing where your energy's at and what your thought process is every single time you see that repeating number. Although the specifics of that repeating number may have messages within it for that particular person, whenever you see a repeating number, whatever it may be, this is to let you know that that's the mindset, that's the energy, that's the place that you need to be at that particular time. Consider this your trail of breadcrumbs on the yellow brick road. A little morsel here, a little crumb here. And every time you find a crumb, you know that you've headed in the right direction. So this is why it's important to understand, how am I feeling at the time, let's say for me, that I see 1911 or 911. What am I doing? What's my mindset? Where's my energy at? Where's my head at? Because as these repeating numbers increase, we are being guided at a faster rate along our path. There isn't an ultimate end goal, because it even doesn't end once the human body dies away. It's more just a journey. It's your path. And we want to follow that path as closely within alignment with our purpose as we can. So, you may start to notice, and you may want to journal this, that every single time you see that number, whether glancing at it in your car, you see it on somebody's license plate, you see it on the clock, you see it on your receipt that you got from the store, and you start to notice that you are always within a particular energy, headspace, mindset. That's where you need to be ultimately, if that makes sense. So when we are out of alignment with that energy, that mindset, is when we don't see those repeating numbers. These are your breadcrumbs. Okay. All right, so let's go back here. Whew. A little warm there. Silver Star says mine's always 711 or 117 or 1107, 1111. Susie said 711 is an encoding for 911 too, Heather. I can't explain it correctly, but it's interesting. And Susie said deja vu just happened. That was weird. Like I told you that before in the chat. Weird. Sherry Bug's like, that's really interesting. And Susie said protection card just came up. Card 29. Wow. And this one doesn't have a number, so I can't like really go off numbers here, but that makes sense. And actually, early this morning too, James had pointed at the microwave clock. It said it was 9:11, 9 in the morning. And now I have to think, like, what am I doing at that time? Like, what am I thinking about? Where's my energy at? Every time that I've seen the 1911 and the 911 and 9911 and all of these, mostly it's 911 is all I see. Lisa said 1717 is my regular one. And Susie said, yeah, 911. That's my regular. Everywhere I look is 911, 911. So, all right, you guys. Susie says, well, we know to look for what we are thinking. Yes, so that's definitely something I'm going to be more mindful of too. Like, what am I thinking? What am I doing at that particular time? So, okay, at a particular time. Anyway, you're very welcome, Susie. Okay, so now that you guys are here in the chat, oh, which by the way, okay, I'm looking at the number of people in the chat as 11. The number of thumbs ups is 7. So 711 or 117 for anybody who's counting numbers right now. Anyway, I have a viewers poll, and you guys get to vote right now on the question you would like me to pull a card for. Here are the two questions. In order to vote, you just have to vote with an emoji, or if you don't have access to your emojis, I would just have you guys type out the words red heart or green heart. Okay, so for question 1, if you dig it, give it a red heart emoji. If you don't have emojis, just type red heart. If you like the second question, give it a green heart emoji or type the words green heart. Yes, thank you, Susie. Susie laid that out so nicely for you guys. Okay, so here are the questions. And I basically got the questions from our Mayan astrological messages because today is Ak, and when we end the week, it'll be Kib. So hence, here we go. Question number 1. Vote with a red heart emoji or the words red heart if you like this question. What personal law is keeping me a slave to my ego? What personal law is keeping me a slave to my ego? Question 2. Vote with a green heart emoji or the words green heart for this question. How can I honor my bloodline this week? How can I honor my bloodline this week? Okay, red heart. What personal law is keeping me a slave to my ego? Green heart. How can I honor my bloodline this week? All right, and as you guys are voting, looks like we already have a vote coming in. Susie is voting with a green heart. Liesel's voting with a green heart. I have the Work Your Light Oracle. Mimi coming in with a red heart. And Colleen coming in with a green heart. Michelle coming in with a red heart. I'm just getting these all shuffled up for you guys. Lily's coming in with a green heart. Sherry Bug's also got a green heart. Green heart, do do, red heart, do do. I don't know. I was thinking of a song. It's like green heart, do 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 do, red heart, do 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 do. Okay, so let's see if we can count these up thus far. Let's see, I'll count the green hearts first. So Susie, Liesel, Colleen, Lily, Sherry Bug, and Susie believes it's a green heart, but we'll do the Jeopardy song, of course. Do 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 do. Mimi has the first red heart, butterfly, and Michelle too. Do 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 do. Okay, so it was 5-3. So it looks like our green hearts did win. Okay, so the green heart question is, how can I honor my bloodline this week? Okay, how can I honor my bloodline this week? Let's find out. Okay, it looks like we have our card. Let me put these away. Okay, let's looky here. Oh, play, have fun, celebrate. Don't be so serious. Okay, let me dive into this one. Since this week we're talking about our actual bloodline, we're not really talking about like the totality of the ancestors on this planet, but in this particular lifetime, those that came before you on your mother's side, your mother's side and your father's side, your grandparents, great grandparents, cousins, uncles, aunts, so on and so forth. Think about the traditions that your mother, your father had, your grandparents, perhaps also the traditions of your culture, but also the familial traditions, which may not have any basis in your culture, but was something that was within the family. What is something fun that you can do that utilizes those family traditions this week, that utilizes your cultural traditions this week? If you've never found that you've actually celebrated or tapped into your past cultural traditions, not just the culture that you're in now, whether it be a British culture or an American culture, or a culture from Africa, whatever it may be, but go further back. You know, perhaps you have Irish in your bloodline. Have you done something to honor that here, wherever it is that you live now? What is something fun within the Irish culture that you can celebrate as it is a part of your bloodline? If you have Indian from India, something within your bloodline there, but you've never really celebrated it here in the country in which you live, what is something fun that they do there that you can incorporate here this week? This is all about having fun and celebration of that, which makes total sense. And there are times when we become very somber in remembering those who have passed. And yes, there is a time for that. Some people call it Samhain, or, All Souls Day, Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos. There are times that many cultures will be celebrating in a more somber fashion those things. But let's say, for instance, as I do say, consider myself like the United Nations floating around in my blood, I can think of the various fun things that not only my family has done within my family, but also culturally. Things that maybe I've never celebrated before, but I want to bring it in because it is a part of me, even though maybe I've never traveled to the Philippines, but the Philippines is here. I've never traveled to Germany, but Germany is here. So what are some fun things that I could do this week? Maybe it could be dressing up in a particular way and playing some music, to celebrate that culture. Maybe something that your family did, some sort of silly game that you guys always played. Bust out that game and maybe play with your friends that game. And in this way, you honor your ancestors. You bring the past here to the present. And it doesn't have to be a big to-do, meaning you don't have to do it exactly the way they did in the old world, but make it yours, make it uniquely yours, because it is your family, it is your culture. And we are such a mix of so many things in the different parts of the world that we reside, that let's make it uniquely ours and let's have fun with it. Not to make fun of it, that's something different, but to embrace it and celebrate it, because that is us. All right, that sounds like fun to me, because let me tell you, there's some things my family used to do that was so fun. And I would love to bring that back when we were a much bigger family. So yeah, that would be very cool. Let's see here. Silverstar is like, sorry, talking to my boss. um, let's see. Butterfly is like, I was born serious. And Silverstar is like, ooh, I like that question. And Susie said, you had the good joke October surprise cafeteria food. I know. Who was it? I think that was Butterfly. And on today's menu, we have the October surprise. Lily is driving but listening. And Susie says, yes, play and fun. Sounds lovely. And Lisa says, I have very mixed bloodlines, Romani Gypsy and German Jewish. I'll be checking it out, thanks. And Susie's like, I love Gypsy energy. And you are very psychic. And Lily says, I feel as I was a gypsy in one of my past lives. Yeah, and also, I mean, hey, there's no rules. So like, if you also wanted to celebrate some past life ancestry this week too, by all means, do it. Have yourselves a good time. I'm like thinking, I wonder if there's like something I could do that would like incorporate all of my background. That would be a lot of stuff, because there's a lot of stuff in there. Like a lot of stuff. Like everybody in the pool kind of stuff, Lisa says, I have some nice gold jewelry. Ooh, very nice. Okay. Okay, I wanted to pull some quick cards for Lily, for Heather, and for Sherrybug. And then I want to go into a healing using my tongue drum here. So I'll get that all set up here. But I wanted to pull some cards for our friends. and then we'll do our little healing sesh here. So for our homies, we're gonna use the Ocean Dreams Oracle here. Susie's gonna be right back. Alrighty. So let's pull a card for Sherry Bug first. I believe Heather was next, and then Lily had a question about Santa Muerte. If somebody would like to scroll back, because I think I forgot what the question was. I mean, I guess I can do a big old scroll, but if somebody wants to like re-put the question there, that would be helpful. Silver Star says, I feel you. I'm Irish, German, French, English, Welsh, Scottish, you name it in Europe. I've got it except for Spanish from Spain. Dude, that sounds like me, except mine's, I don't know, mine's all over the board. I've got the North American, I got tons of stuff from South America, I got Central America, I got Europe, and a lot of Asia. So, okay, Sherry Bug. Okay, Sherry Bug, your card just kind of flew out. So, and again, thank you, and also thank you for being my moderator as well. But Sherry Bug, you have Temple of Light. That is a freaking awesome card there. Let's see what this means for you. Oh, wait, Sherry Bug, weren't you talking about like doing light work, and then there was dark work, like a dark goddess and a light goddess? Just thought that was interesting. Okay, let's tap into this. Okay, so Sherry Bug, the message that's coming forward is that it is beneficial and it's a good balance not only to work with, let's say, light deities and dark deities, the two polarities. It is a good balance because each of them offers a different way of looking at ourselves and our healing. And oftentimes it is misconstrued that working with a light being or working with the light is all positives and sunshine and rainbows and unicorns. It is some of these things, but in totality, that's not always what it is. To shine a light on ourselves is to look at ourselves as a whole, our strengths, our weaknesses, things that we're proud of and things that we're not so proud of, so on and so forth. The polarities, the positives, the negatives, if you will. Working with light deities or working with light can be just as difficult as working with dark deities and working with the night. The light may shine upon wounds that have yet to heal, a bright spotlight on areas that we don't or aren't ready to accept yet within ourselves. Just as working with the darkness or the night or a dark deity would help us to see the polarity within ourselves. The things that we keep hidden. So although light and dark may seem at odds with one another, they both work towards the same goal. Shedding light or lack thereof and helping you to heal and to grow and to level up as a soul. So whichever you're comfortable with and whichever you choose, know that each path will take you in the same direction, a direction of healing. All right, Sherry Bug, that was cool. I like that one. Let's see here. Sherry Bugs, thank you, Michelle, for supporting. Thank you. Oh, Michelle, thank you. Sure, I could pull a message for you as well. Let's see. Sherry Bug said Ira is started nudging me today. Very cool. Lisa said, "Hey everyone, give Tara a round of applause. She's working hard today." Well, thank you, thank you. And Sherry Bug said, "Beautiful." Yeah, I can dig it because I had not actually thought of it that way. That light and dark would actually be working. I mean, it's in a different way, but we'd be able to see the exact same thing. And yeah, that they both offer healing just kind of in their own way. Thank you, Silver Star. Okay, so actually, Heather, you're next. So, Heather, who's celebrating her 3-month YouTube KWT Tribe membership anniversary, let's go ahead and pull you a card. Okay. Ooh, Beyond the Veil. All right, Heather. Beyond the Veil. Okay, let's dive into this one. Okay, Heather, this is actually saying if you've noticed an uptick, just as I have, in the energies, whether they be of human spirit, elemental, extraterrestrial, just an uptick of those energies within your space, within your home. It's nothing to be alarmed about. It's the opening up of your sensitivity to those things that have always been there. And of course, you know this. But the veil is just very thin for a lot of people. A lot of people haven't noticed there always are orbs floating around. There always are elementals going about their elemental business. There always are earthbound spirits and non-earthbound spirits making their way past us, moving through our kitchens. And some of them don't even notice that they are in our space, as they don't even perceive us as we can perceive them. So this is a message that as you've been perceiving more of these things, to not be alarmed. It's just an ability to see things that have always been there. If at any time you feel uncomfortable, this is actually a perfect time to start working on your shielding in any way that feels right to you. Perhaps wearing your higher self on the outside and your human self on the inside. Perhaps creating a bubble of light, pyramids, whatever suits you. But it's probably time to try something different, as in the old ways that we move about our environment and we shield ourselves may not work anymore as our perception has grown, as our energy has grown. So this is just a message for you to re-up. Look at your suit of armor a little bit differently. And the energies around you. Not all are malevolent. Some are curious, some don't even see you. But this is a great time to get to know the energies beyond this world. Perhaps at a deeper level than you have before. Perhaps now you can ask them questions because you can sense them. So this is a wonderful learning experience, not only in protecting your own energy, but also gaining information from the other worlds. All right. Super cool. All right, Heather. Let's see here. We go back here. Mimi said, I want to live in these cards. I use them for meditation. I know, right? They're just like, I want to be there. Susie said, yes, thank you. Superstar said, woot woot. And Lisa, I have no question. Just want to say thank you. Thank you, thank you. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Wow. Like, I'm really grateful. Thank you. Silverstar said, yes, my lights have started turning on and off by themselves. It's my guides. Definitely, it's a confirmation for me. Susie said, Silverstar, you are an Egyptian high priestess or an Atlantean. Very cool. All right. Okay. We had Lily. I don't know if somebody can scroll back, or maybe if Lily, I think she's driving, so I don't want you to get into an accident or anything. But Lily had a question about Santa Muerte, and I think it was about honoring her. But let me see if I can scroll back, unless one of you guys can scroll faster than I can, and try to see her question. Oh, I think I found it. I think. Oh, okay. Her question was, how can I become closer to Santa Muerte? What does she want or need from me? All right, I got you. Okay. Okay, yeah. So how to work with Santa Muerte? Got it. Silverstar said, this is a huge confirmation for me. All right, excelente. All right. Where's my deck of cards here? Okay, here we go, Lily. How to work with her, how to get closer with her. As I have La Madrina is up on my altar up there. La Santísima. Okay. Actually, right now on her little scales, I put some Payson diamonds that we found when we were up in Payson. They're not real diamonds, but a beautiful clear quartz, like Herkimer's. So super cool. I think she digs those. So, all right, Lily, let's see what we got here. Ooh, astral waters. Okay. Oh, Silverstar, you're very welcome. Okay, so let's go. Astral waters, Lily. So Lily, when working with Santa Muerte or looking to build a closer relationship with her, instead of seeing her as somebody who is on the outside or someone who resides within a statue or within an object, if you can go into meditation, see yourself as your higher self, or perhaps as just a glowing ball of light, and call in Santa Muerte's energy. It's much easier to have a communication process with her in this means. Sometimes it can be very difficult to get your attention in the 3D world, yet oftentimes her representations or the offerings that we have are very 3D, because that's all we can do as a 3D human. But if you can find the time to go into meditation, this may take several tries, so it's okay if she doesn't come at first. Go into meditation in a way that is comfortable for you, making sure that you're grounded, making sure that you're shielding, and see yourself. That part's very important. See yourself as your higher self. And again, it could just be a glowing ball of light if that's what feels comfortable to you. And with intention and consciousness, call in Santa Muerte's energy. I wish to speak with you. I wish to work with you. And as you feel this energy coming in, it may just feel like an energy. You may actually see an image of Santa Muerte. It may look different for everyone. And from here you build a dialogue, like a friend to a friend, or a daughter to a mother, trying to build that relationship. And in this place, it's so much easier to ask her questions, let her know what's going on in your life, thanking her for the things that maybe she's aided you with, so that you both can sit down and have these conversations. This is how you can build a very strong connection with her. Something that goes beyond the 3D offerings of merely placing a statue on an altar or offering flowers or tobacco, which those all carry a vibration, they all carry energy. And it is accepted with gratitude. But really, she wants a one-on-one connection with those she wishes to work with. And the best way to do that is to meet her face to face in the energetic field, because she is an energy. And when she speaks to you, she's not so much speaking to the 3D you as she is speaking to the energetic you. And so this would just make it easier in order to access her, her information, and her friendship. All right. Ooh, goodness. Okay. Let me see. Let's go back here. Silver Star. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Is it just a thank you? Well, thank you. My goodness. Wow. Okay. So Lily, I hope that that resonated with you. All right. I like that. Such a beautiful card too. I can dig it. Okay, where's my deck? All right, so Michelle, I believe Michelle was next. So let's go back here. I think, and then Michelle asked for an inspirational message. All right, I got you. I got you, girl. Okay, here we go. Inspirational message. Michelle needs some inspo for today. Okay. Malosina. Oh, okay. Dude, that is so pretty. I like her little mermaid tail, like little astral or celestial like mermaid tail. That's super cool. Lily's like, OMG, that was beautiful. Thank you. You're very, very welcome. All right. Okay, Michelle, let me dive into this one. Okay, Michelle. Sometimes it's a habit of ours to separate our spirituality from our 3D world. We go about our day, we go to work, we pay our bills, we have our to-do list, we do our grocery shopping, and we decide, oh, that's just all our 3D stuff. That's just stuff I have to do in my 3D world. And then we have our spiritual practice. We invoke our deities, we burn our incense, we work with our herbs, we work on healing our body, both physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, so on and so forth. But this is a time of merging timelines, merging planes, merging dimensions. And so just as our friends are seeing more and more spirits, more and more lights, terrestrial energies, extraterrestrial energies coming to visit them, we know that the worlds are beginning to overlap. And there isn't going to be a clear cut, this is my 3D world and this is my spiritual world. So Michelle, this is a time for you to start embracing what you already do. You already have your spiritual world kind of overlapping with your 3D world. You get intuitive hits when you're talking to people. When you're at the grocery store, you might feel something coming off of someone, that they might feel sad, you know, that empathic ability. You know, when somebody's in a really good mood and yet you haven't spoken to them. You know that there's a person on the other aisle, yet you can't see them. You know just the right thing to say to someone because it's almost as if you can read their mind. And you have all these wonderful, beautiful abilities who, at a logical level, you believe that that's just my logical self, my human self. I just know how to do those things. When really you've been integrating your spirituality with your 3D world for quite some time, but perhaps you just haven't seen it that way. And this is a point in our evolution as a planet where we need to start integrating more of what you naturally know how to do already. And so if you've been feeling a little shy about incorporating that other side of yourself, which is the real you, into the 3D world, this is the message to continue down that path. Don't stop yourself from saying something to someone because it sounds too woo-woo. This is your higher self trying its best to come through that throat chakra. It wants you to speak your truth. It wants you to speak something that you know will help someone, will heal someone. You have such a light about you. You know how to do so many wonderful, beautiful things. We need you here on this planet. And these people, whether they are spiritual or not, they need your messages, they need your light, they need your guidance. So don't stifle it. Don't stop yourself from saying something or, oh, I don't want to like offend them with my woo-woo stuff or whatever. Just do it. And it's out of our hands after that. However they take it is however they take it. But at least you were following your guidance of what you were supposed to do. So this is a message to do more of that. Don't stop your throat chakra from expressing the healing and the love that you wish to share with other people. No matter how you think that other people are going to perceive it, we can't control how other people perceive us. We can't control their reactions. That's totally up to them. But we can control the messages that we give to people. We can either stifle ourselves or we can let it flow. And in this case, your huge message is to start letting that flow because you have so much to give. You are needed. I can't repeat that enough. You are needed. All right. Oh my goodness, Michelle. Lisa's like, wow, such inspirational messages for everyone today. I know. You guys got some good stuff. Whew. Whew. Okay. After Michelle, I think it was, I think Lisa was just dropping off some goodies. So thank you, thank you. No particular question. So just wanted to say thank you. Okay. And Silver Star, yeah, was just dropping off a little thank you. So yeah, Michelle, you're very welcome. Silver Star said such beautiful messages. Yeah, I'm just a vessel that they all come through. But yeah, you guys got some good stuff today, I must say. So now I think it's time for a little healing. What you think? What you think? Okay, I'm gonna put these back in their awesome little box here so I don't lose them. And let's get you guys in a nice, comfortable place. So if you guys want to lay down at this moment, you want to sit in your favorite cozy chair, you want to sit on the hard-ass floor like I'm doing, which I don't care because that's me. It's totally up to you guys. Susie's open to the healing. So yeah, at this point, as you guys get comfy, go ahead and you can say in the comments out loud or in your mind that you're open to the healing. And so start reflecting on all the messages that you heard today. Which of them actually connected with you? Which ones do you want to work on and forward with this week? Because we've only got 7 days, so maybe pick 1 or 2 things that you want to work on. Perhaps you want to journal about some of these things as maybe you watch the replay. But it's totally up to you as you're contemplating these things. All right, and as you get cozy, let's just bring our breath inwards. You can close your eyes at this time if you wish. And I want you to bring your awareness to your shoulders. Where are your shoulders? Are they up here? Are they tense? In which case, let them fall. Let them fall. They do enough work energetically holding up so much responsibility. Give those shoulders a break. And let the neck become nice and malleable. And since we had all this water energy, these cards that I had here today, actually more like water and celestial, giving off very Syrian and Lemurian vibes. Let's have a wash of stars or water, whichever you prefer, and we're gonna imagine somebody with a pitcher full of stars or water, and they're gonna pour that over our heads, and wherever they trickle and flow down, we're gonna relax our body parts. Okay, so allow those stars, allow that water to be poured over your head and feel it drip down your face, relaxing your face, your neck, splashes down onto your shoulders, relaxing your shoulders, glides down your chest and your torso. The stars, the water raining down your back, relaxing everything. It feels cool and comforting. Letting everything rain down your arms, the water trickle down your forearms. Perhaps they're dripping off your fingertips. Allow it to flow down your legs, your thighs, your calves, your feet, till it becomes a pool of wonderful water or stars all around you. You feel totally relaxed and at peace. You're exactly where you need to be at this moment. Now let's bring our awareness to our breath. Just feeling that rise and fall of our chest. What we're going to do is we're going to fill our being with life, our breath, our ka. Let's breathe it in all the way into your lungs, into your diaphragm, into your stomach. Nice deep inhale, ready, and go. All the way in, all the way in, and release. Feels so good to release all that air, belly button to your spine, all the way. And breathe it in again. And release. Notice how good, as you continue this breathing, notice how good it feels to breathe in that life energy, that ka energy, but also how good it feels to release stagnation when it no longer fills us with life. And I want you to continue this breath circle, or breath cycle, which is a circle. Breathing in life till it becomes stagnant, and then we release it, and we show gratitude for our ability to release. And on your next inhale, I want you to think about the messages you heard today. What do you wish to fill yourself with? What are you going to work on this week? Fill yourself with those messages, those things that resonated with you. Allow them to fill you. And as they do, start thinking about what you will release. What are you going to let go of this week? And then with a nice deep exhale, let that all go. And showing gratitude for the life it once gave you as you watch it exit. Feel free to ground in any way that suits you at this time, connecting to your higher self while I play a little bit of music as you focus on your intentions and your release for this week. bring your awareness back into your body. Take a nice deep breath. You can stretch. If you had your eyes closed, you can go ahead and open them back up again. I hope you guys enjoyed this healing and also all of the card pulls. I know that I enjoyed obviously the live chat and having you guys pull some cards as well. I loved your insights. I loved your interpretations. All the things that you guys shared. This is a wonderful place for that, and I thank you for making it as awesome as you guys do. So anyway, thank you to everybody who stopped in today. Let me go back to the messages here. Oh, Lily was still driving. Silverstar says, I'm in a truck, so at least I'm alone now. And yeah, and open to healing. And Susie said, thank you, beautiful goddess. Thank you. Susie wishing Lily a safe trip. Lily, you're welcome. Colleen, you guys are welcome. All of you. Lisa said, wonderful. Thank you all, everyone. Yes. So thank you for everybody who stopped in today. Maybe people just maybe popped in to say hello. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for pulling cards with us, interacting with us, helping each other out. And everybody who's going to watch the replay, thank you. And everybody who's subscribed to the channel, thank you so much. So if you haven't subscribed, maybe think about subscribing. And everybody who gave this a thumbs up, if you dug the video today, go ahead and give it an old thumb up. Yeah, and thank you to everybody who also shares this, and also to my lovely YouTube members. So like we have the 3-month anniversary with Heather, so thank you, and Susie and Liesel and Kayla, thank you all so much. And to my Patreon homies, yes, thank you to Surian and Brandy, V, Samara, Kirsten, Kayla, Jason, Lily, Charles, and Brian. I thank you all so very, very, very much. All right, you guys, I will catch you next Sunday. Yeah, next Sunday. I do believe next week we're going to start our zodiac readings. So the elemental readings for September. So the readings for all the fire signs, earth signs, air signs, you name it. So, well, all 4 of them. That's what I'll name. All you guys. So we'll be doing that, water signs too, next week. All right. Catch you guys later. Love you guys. Have a wonderful Sunday. Have a great week. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out. Bye, guys.